Hi students, welcome to online class. In this video we are going to discuss about the chapter 10 flow of control. So in this we are going to discuss about if else if ladder. If else if ladder. See, in the previous videos we have discussed about if statement, then if else statement, and then we discussed about the nested if. What are the three different nested if forms? Like that we completed. So now we are going to discuss about the if else if ladder. If else if ladder, we can call it as else if ladder or if else ladder. We can call it as else if ladder or if else ladder. See, we already know that the word ladder means it is used to go in a high manner. It is like a steps. It is just like a step where we can move from bottom to top, or else again you can come down from top to bottom. So like that, here the if else will be in a ladder like structure. The if else is given in a ladder like structure. So that's why they have given if else if ladder. If else if ladder. Now you see, the if else ladder is a multipath decision making statement. The if else ladder is a multipath decision making statement. Why they are saying this word? When you go with the previous videos, previous topics what we discussed, if else ladder, if else statement is an alternative statement. Is an alternative statement. It is a two-way branching statement. It is a two-way branching statement. That is, if the condition is true, true block is executed. When the condition is false, false block is executed. We are going to travel through any one way, but there are two ways are there. Either we are going to travel through true block, or else we are going to travel through false block. So totally there are two ways are there. But here in if else ladder, it is a multipath. Multipath means there are more than one way. There is not only one way, one or two. There are more than two or three ways are there. So multipath, more than one way is there. So that's why they are given if else ladder is a multipath decision making statement. So we are going to make a decision in which way we are going to travel, in which way we are going to execute the statement. Can you understand, students? If else ladder is a multipath decision making statement. In this type of statement, if is followed by one or more else if statement. If is followed by one or more else if statement. And finally, we are going to execute an else statement. Finally, we are going to execute an else statement. See, what is meant by else if? Actually, you want to understand like this. If the condition is true, true block. If the condition is false, else block. We can call it as else block or false block. Is it right or not? So how many if you have, that much of else will be there. How many if condition you have, that much of else condition will be there. Can you understand, students? How many if condition you have, so that much of else will be there. So if I have two if conditions, then how many else will be there? Two else will be there. Is it right or not? In the same way, what they are saying is, if is followed by one or more else if statement. See, here we are going to use the else block. In the else block, we are going to give another one condition. So they are combining else and if together. So it forms else if. Instead of executing the false block, in the false block, we are going to check another one condition. In the else block, we are going to go with another condition. So at each and every time at each and every time we are making a decision, we are checking a condition, and then we are going to execute the statement. So that's why they have given in each and in this type of statement, if is followed by, in this type of statement, if is followed by one or more else if statement. If is followed by the one or more else if statement, and then at last there will be one else statement will be there. At last there will be one else statement will be there finally. Right? Can you understand, students? Right. Now we can see the syntax. From the syntax you can understand in a clear manner. See here, syntax. If expression 1, statement 1. If expression 1, statement 1. So now what they are saying? So first of all, we are checking the condition, that is condition 1, expression 1. If the condition is true, so statement 1 is executed. If the expression 1, if expression 1, that is if expression 1 is true, if expression 1 is true, statement 1 will be executed. Statement 1 will be executed. But when the condition becomes false, then what will happen? See, when the condition is true, statement 1 is executed, and then we are coming out of the block. Out of the block means we are not going to execute, we are not going to see anything. We are not going to see anything. So whenever the expression 1 is true, statement 1 is executed, and then we are going to come out of this if else everything. But when the expression 1 is false, so whenever if is false means we want to go for else. In the else part, they have given another one condition, that is else if expression 2. Else if expression 2. So if expression 2 is true, then what happens? Else if expression 2 is true, then what will happen? Statement 2 will be executed. Statement 2 will be executed, and then we will come out of the if and else part. So totally we will come out. Straight away we are executing statement 2, and then we are coming out. But if expression 2 is also false, if expression 2 is also false, so here we have an if condition, if expression 2. So for this we are going for another one else. Every if condition will be followed by else. So here this expression 2 if condition is followed by one else part. In this else part, they are checking another condition, else if expression 3. If expression 3 is true, statement 3 is executed, and then we are coming out of the program. Else if expression 3, if the expression 3 is true, we are coming out, we are going to execute the statement 3, and then we are coming out. Can you understand, students? Again I shall repeat. Understand the syntax first in a clear manner. If expression 1 is true, we are going to execute statement 1. If expression 1 is true, statement 1 is going to be executed, and then we are going to come out of everything. We are going to come out of everything. But if expression 1 is false, for this if condition we have the else part. Here this is the else part. You want to see this, don't want to go at the last. So this is the else part for this if condition. If expression 1 is false, we are going for else. In this else, we are going to give the another one condition, expression 2, else if expression 2. If expression 2 becomes true, if expression 2 becomes true, statement 2 is executed, and then we are going to come out of it. We are going to come out of it. Right? But if else if expression 2 is false, then what happens? So for this if condition, for this if expression 2, we are going to give another one else part. In this else part, we are going to check else if expression 3. Else if expression 3, is it true or false? If this expression, that is else if expression 3 is true, else if expression 3 is true, then statement 3 is executed. Statement 3 is executed. But expression 3 is also false. If expression 3 is also false, then we are going for the last else statement, that is statement 4 will be executed. After executing statement 4, it comes out of it. If none of the if conditions is true, if none of the conditions is true, if condition is true, that is expression 1, 2, 3, 4, how many conditions you have, you can give. If you want to have many conditions, you can give n number of conditions. If all the conditions becomes fail, if all the conditions becomes false, then else part is executed, the last else part is executed. Can you understand, students? Now you can see here, when the respective expression becomes true, the statement associated with the block is executed. The statement associated with the block is executed. So whenever the test expression is true, whenever the condition becomes true, the statement associated with that particular block is executed. The statement associated with that particular block is executed, and the rest of the ladder is bypassed. So rest of the ladder is bypassed. Bypass means we are not going to see, we are not going to execute anything. We are going to come out. Right? If none of the conditions is true, so if all the test expressions are false, if all the conditions are false, becoming false, then what happens? Then the final else statement is executed. Then the final else statement is executed. See here, when you see the flow chart, you can understand clear manner the flow of control, how it comes. See here, if the condition is true, what happens? First condition is true, statement 1. We are executing statement 1 and then we are coming out. Next statement is executed. We are not going to see all the other conditions, not going to execute anything. First condition is true, statement 1 is executed, we are coming out. But if condition 1 becomes false, then it checks for condition 2. If condition 2 is true, if the condition 2 is true, then what happens? Statement 2 and then we are coming out. But if condition 2 is also false, then what happens? It goes for third condition. Then statement, if the third condition is true, statement 3. Statement 3, we are coming out. So like that we can have n number of conditions. Like that we can have n number of conditions. So n number of statements. True means statement, false means next condition. But if nth condition is also false, if the nth condition becomes false, we are going to execute the last statement, that is the else statement. That is the last statement, else statement is executed. Can you understand, students? Right. Now let us see the program. So we are going to find out the grade based on the mark. We are going to find out the grade of a particular student. We are going to find out the grade of a particular student based on the mark. Let us consider if the mark is greater than 60 and above. If the grade is 60 and above, then he belongs to first grade, that is first class. If the student is getting 60 mark and above, his grade is first class. If the student is 50 and below 60, if the student's mark is 50 and below 60 means 50 to 59. If the student is getting 50 to 59 mark, then he belongs to second class. Then if the student is getting 40 to 49, then he belongs to third class. Can you understand, students? If the student is getting 60 and above means including 60 and above, first class. And then if the student is getting 50 to 59 means 50 and less than 60. Greater than 50, greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60. Then he belongs to second class. If the student is getting 40 to 49, 40 to 49, that is greater than or equal to 40 and less than 50, then he belongs to third class. Then below 40 is failed. So see this program, they have given the program. So from this program I can show you in a practical manner. Let's see these things in a practical manner. So open the Dev C++. So already I have copied the program. So open the Dev C++. Now I am going to paste the program. So now you can see from this you can understand a clear manner. So I am just aligning the program so that you can understand. So see here, first if the mark is, first of all we are going to declare the mark variable int mark, and then we are asking the user to enter the mark. Cout enter marks, cin marks. So we are going to get the input from the user. Then we are checking if the mark is greater than or equal to 60. Then what we are going to print? Cout your grade is first class. So whenever we are giving the value above 60, it shows first class. 60 and above, first class. When I give the value 50 to 59, so we are going for another condition. Else if mark greater than or equal to 50 and mark less than 60. See here. So we are using logical AND operator. Logical AND operator. If the mark is greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60. So what is the grade? Your grade is second class. Then another else if condition. Else if mark greater than or equal to 40 and less than 50. Then you belongs to third class. So we have given three conditions. If none of the condition is satisfied, if the none of the condition is true, then we are going to execute the else statement. Cout you are fail. So that is the student has entered the mark below 40. Student has entered the mark below 40. Can you understand, students? Now I am going to before compilation. So first of all you want to save the program. So control plus S, saving the file. So else if ladder. Else if ladder. So after saving the program, F9 is for compile. F9 is for compile. After compiling there is no error. So I can go for F10, executing the program. So the user want to enter the mark. So first of all I am entering 60. I am entering 60. Now it shows your grade is first class. Can you understand, students? For example, again I am executing the program F10. Now I am going to enter 58. What it shows? 58 means first condition becomes false. 58 greater than or equal to 60. True or false? First condition becomes false. 58 is greater than or equal to 60. False. False means it comes to this. Second else if. Sorry, first else if. Second condition, that is first else if. 58. So if 58 means 58 is greater than or equal to 50. True. Then 58 is less than 60. True. So when both the conditions becomes true, what happens? True and true. You have studied in second chapter, Boolean algebra. In AND operator, when both the inputs are true, the output is true. True means, so automatically it comes the value second class. Now you see again I run the program. If I entering the mark that is below 50, that is 49, it automatically belongs to that third class. Belongs to third class. If I enter again some other value below 40, 35, then automatically it shows you are fail. Can you understand, students? You can see the output. So enter the mark, I am giving 60. So your grade is first class. Then output 3 you see. So output second you see 54. You belongs to second class. That is 50 to 59. Then I have entered 46. 40 to 49 belongs to third class. Can you understand, students? So when the marks are greater than or equal to 60, when the marks are greater than or equal to 60, what is the message? Your grade is first class is displayed and the rest of the ladder is bypassed. Whenever we are giving 60 and above, first condition itself it's true, it shows true. So your grade is first class. Then the other statements are not executed. When the marks we are entering 50 to 59, whenever we are entering the marks 50 to 59, so first condition becomes false, second condition will become true. That is first else if. First else if will become true. Then automatically what it shows? Your grade is second class. Whenever we are entering the mark between 40 to 49, first condition becomes false, then second condition is also becomes false. Then it checks the third condition. Whenever we are entering the value 40 to 49, so automatically the message will be displayed as your grade is third class. Your grade is third class. But whenever we are entering the value below 40, below 40 means all the conditions becomes false. All the conditions becomes false. Whenever we are entering the value below 40, then automatically it shows you are fail. Can you understand, students? So I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.